All right, let's talk about House 3, the horror show. Yeah, that's the title. I was debating in my head what the actual title was, because I forgot entirely. Because this series is already kind of out of my head. Yeah, so House 3, the horror show, is a film that's kind of not like the other House films, and that makes it better. Because I'm not a big fan of the House films. This one is kind of the outlier in the series, and that makes it a really good film. Well, not a really good film, but it is definitely good. I wouldn't say it's. I don't know. Compared to the others, it's a really good film. I really liked it. Like, let's everybody on into it. Lance Hendrickson is a fucking great actor, and the fact that he was the lead in this made me 100% more on board for it. And basically, I mean, I'd already bought it, so I was going to finish it anyway, because I'm kind of a completionist. Like, when it comes to that stuff, I'm like, yeah, I gotta finish it. It's not hard for me to finish 2 more movies. Yeah, Lance Hendrickson, just the best. He's just the best. He is absolutely great in this. So the plot is here he took down basically a serial killer, but the serial killer in the process killed a lot of his friends. Well, killed like four other cops before he was taken down, and also a child. So this is some fucked up serial killer who was played by Brian James, who I recognize from a few things. He's been in a lot of stuff. Definitely a lot of good films. Like, he's in The Fifth Element, which is that is a fucking mad film. But we're not talking about Fifth Element right now. We're talking about House 3. So technically not a House film, or it wasn't originally. Which is called The Horror Show. I don't know if they wanted to distance themselves from it. Yeah, so he's playing a mad guy. He gets captured by Lance Henriksen, who's Detective Lucas McCarthy. That's the one. So he gets captured eventually after killing so many people, and he's basically about to be electrocuted. So he goes up to watch, basically, and yeah, that's some fucking horror shit where he's watching them basically as get electrocuted, and they have to really crank up the juice to really kill him, because he is not going easily. Basically, he is really not going quickly. But he ends up dying. But yeah, threatens, "I'll get you," kind of thing, which is, yeah, which you kind of expect. But yeah, then a parapsychologist. That's not a thing. Basically, there's a parapsychologist who's like, he's not dead. Somehow knows he's not dead. It's never really quite explained how he knows he's not dead. It's not explained in any way how he knows these kind of things. It's some things you're like, how do you know that? Yeah. He kind of the gist of it is basically the ghost of this serial killer has haunted the house, who ends up killing his daughter's boyfriend, who is a reason later on where he gets locked up, because they think he did it, because he basically denied that he yelled at the house. which he did. But he denied it to everyone, and they were like, well, it sounds like you killed him. He's like, fair enough, makes sense. Everyone thinks he's... Because he basically... There's other scenes where he gets a little bit crazy, where he shoots a TV, because the TV, instead of playing what they're watching, a comic, is the serial killer. So Lance Hendrickson's going... A character, he's going slightly mad. Slightly mad, just slightly. So yeah, then the family kind of get haunted as well. Nothing really happens to him. I was very happy because Aaron Eisenberg is in the third film, which I didn't know about before watching this. And I was very happy because I was like, yes, it's Nog from Deep Space Nine. As you may have ever noticed when I do these videos, I will always point out Star Trek actors. It's kind of a thing I like. I like me some Star Trek. I do like me some Star Trek. Yeah, they kind of get haunted as well. Though nothing seems to happen to them, even though it kind of looks like near the end of the film they get killed, but they don't. Spoilers. I should really say at the start of these. I'm just gonna spoil the whole movie. Yeah, so they don't get killed, but there's a kind of slight subplot, not really a subplot, like a D plot, which is the son is like scamming companies by basically going, I found a finger in the company in your product, and but gets a bunch of free stuff, or I found this in the product, gets free stuff, which is just a thing that just happens. Nothing really goes anywhere, except for the right at the end where he gets a whole bunch of chili. I think it's chili? Yeah. From Texas. Yeah, that's a bit weird. And the end of the film where they're like all really happy. Because to kill the guy, they basically bring him to the real world through electricity in the dream. It's like they're trying to rip off Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, it really is. Like, in some ways, it's just... They're ripping off Nightmare on Elm Street, where they're like, we got to bring him into the real world with electricity in this dream world, because we it's what? Well, I'm just like, okay, I don't understand why that's a thing, but it is. So they do bring him into the real world to try to kill him, because, yeah, I still don't understand it, and I watched the whole movie. It's a thing of horror movies of the show. They don't explain everything. There's not a lot gets explained. I'll tell you much. Yeah. So that's basically it. Like I said, it's the outlier of the series. It's not as wacky and silly as any of the other films in the series, which is good. It's a good horror film. You don't always know what's real and what's not. Which is pretty cool. You're just like, oh, are they all dead? Which I was kind of like, I already predicted like, no one's gonna die except for Vinny, and Vinny died, and like, yeah, that's it. Right at the end of the film, they're all just like, we're leaving the house. Vinny died. It's like. And he was also like, oh, just sends the daughter to the basement. Go, go get that box in the basement. It's like, my boyfriend was murdered in there. I found his corpse in there. Are we just gonna go just completely forget that part? Yes. They are. They're gonna completely forget that part. Yeah. So they forget that part. The cat's still alive. So yay, the cat is alive. Vinny's not. Vinny's not dead. He died. Vinny died. The only person who didn't survive is Vinny. So yeah, overall, House 3. I've already seen House 4. And I'm going to tell you right now, House 3 is the best one. It is the best of the series, bar none. It was originally intended as an entry into the House series, but was marketed as unrelated. As a producer felt it was too intense compared to the other comedic installments. Makes sense. It's also better. It is the best one of the series. Because the other ones are silly and weird. Yeah. I think the other ones, they try to do comedy, and well, at least the first two, they definitely do try to do comedy. Less than the fourth one. But they try to do comedy, and they try to do horror, but they don't hit the mark on either. At least that's my opinion, where I just feel like they don't quite hit the mark on either of those two. But yeah, I think I've rambled enough about this film. I think it's the best one. I honestly think it's the best one. This is the best one of the series. I highly recommend it. And if you haven't seen it, watch it. I mean, I kind of spoil it anyway, but yeah, it's definitely the best. It's the best one of the series. Enough of me rambling. Next week, House 4. Find out what I think of it. I've already kind of said it's not as good. But find out what I think fully next week. Ciao for now.